Hey there, I am back with another deck review, and today we're going to be looking at Peau Doux Turquoise Edition from Art of Play. This classic remake deck of a 1930s design is actually the fourth version of this deck. The original one was this one, the silver version of the deck, and then that was followed up with the gold and white gold versions of it. Three beautiful decks in their own right, but in 2021 on Black Friday, we were treated to a one-day sale of the Turquoise Edition. Now, it is still possible to get these outside of the secondary market, but only in things like the Art of Play mystery deck. So keep an eye out for those. There's actually a mystery deck sale going on now if you're interested. So, if you want a chance to get one of these, keep an eye out for that. But this deck has a little bit of an interesting history. So it was a deck that was used heavily by a magician by the name of the Great Cardini. His real name was Richard Valentine Pitchford. He performed in the early 1900s, and he was really known for his card flourishes and card artistry. He was a bit of a cardist before that was a thing. And one day he was in a Walgreens and his eye was caught by the Peau Doux deck that he saw sitting on the shelf. It was actually one a lot like this one, the silver version of the deck. It was bridge sized. The deck itself was named for the Walgreen family dog. They had a Boston Terrier named Peau Doux, P-O-D-O, and Mrs. Walgreen decided to kind of make a play on that with the French version of the dog's name, Peau Doux. And that was how the deck got its name. But anyway, Cardini walked into the store, was immediately captivated by the beautiful designs on the deck, thought it would be a great use in his routine called the Suave Deceiver. You can see a link down in the description if you want to see an actual rare video of him performing the Suave Deceiver. You can actually catch glimpses of these cards in there. But in any case, he was captivated by the deck and approached the Walgreen family and bought out their entire stock, every single deck. Not only that, but he negotiated to become the exclusive user of these decks, made them promise not to reprint them or sell them anymore so that he would be the only one using this deck. And to this day, the deck is now sort of synonymous with the Great Cardini. But really cool story behind the deck. Let's see how the Turquoise Edition comes out. All right, starting with the tuck case. It's printed, as many Art of Play decks are, by the craftsmen over at Clove Street Press. They did a great job with this matte finish tuck case, turquoise cardstock, and then it's covered with this sort of dusty gold metallic ink. It gives you a really kind of weathered look to it and maintains that vintage feel, but giving you that elegant gold color on there. Really cool look to it. The design work on here, very Art Deco in style, whether it be the font of Peau Doux playing cards and then Cardini there at the bottom, or the clean silhouette shapes here. You get kind of the blocks, the vines curling around the edge. Really simple, clean, but beautiful art style in this one. Not much printed on the rest of the tuck case, just a big hit of that turquoise color. And then here at the bottom, you get a little silhouette of Pegasus and Made in the USA. We'll see Pegasus appear again as we get to the cards. Bottom here, you get in that gold colored ink, Art of Play, their ad copy there. Top, this says playing cards, although it's covered up by that postage stamp style tuck seal. And then, speaking of that tuck seal, you get a mirrored silver tuck seal made to look a little bit like a tax stamp. You can see the numbers there at the bottom. And of course, features a nod to the dog who lent his name to the deck itself. That's the Boston Terrier that was owned by the Walgreen family, Peau Doux himself. Really cool little touch. Obviously was not on the original deck, but love that little touch on the remake version. Another addition onto this version of the deck is the saying from Art of Play, Epiphanies await the curious mind. A little bit hard to read there. That's what that says. And nothing else to the tuck case. So beautiful job by Clove Street Press on this one. They always do a great job with tuck cases. That super subtle embossing on here, the beautiful matte cardstock, just a great job on that. So there's your tuck case, but let's take a look at the cards. And the real draw of this one is the back design. This is what caught Cardini's eye from the very beginning. It is absolutely stunning. Definitely an Art Deco style to it. Very bold lines on this one-way card design. You get the beautiful arcs here in multiple colors, turquoise, black, white, and then metallic gold. And then leaping across the front is a silhouette of Pegasus, the winged horse of legend. Beautiful colors to it, very bold, and it's a card deck that looks amazing when used in fans. Obviously, that's what Cardini was drawn to more than anything. and it'll look different as you use it in different orientations. For example, if I start upside down and fan it, you get that beautiful shape, the colors just popping out on this one. Really makes for some of the most amazing fans out there. And that was obviously what Cardini loved about this back design. I think it's an amazing back design. Obviously, functionally, it would have been cool if it was two-way back design, but for a one-way back design, this has got to be one of the cleanest and best back designs that I've seen, at least on a one-way deck. So beautifully done on that one. We are also kind of given a few additions that weren't clearly in the original deck. We get a pair of jokers that feature some artwork of the Great Cardini. This artwork was done by an artist named Wade Callender for the remake version of the deck. So instead of Joker, we get Cardini, and then him complete with his white glove and monocle. There's a little bit of a look of Cardini there. You also get a couple of ad cards. One here that tells a little bit of the story of the creation of the deck, tells you a little bit of what we've already talked about with Cardini and the creation of this deck. And then you get an Art of Play ad card. So very, very nice set of extra cards. The only other really custom card I would say is the Ace of Spades. So the original Ace of Spades had Peau Doux, the dog, on the spade pip. This one instead is redrawn to incorporate Pegasus and that beautiful black and gold arcs there in the center. Beautiful large spade pip. Love the look of that one, and just so fitting with the rest of the theme of the deck. Peau Doux written in that metallic gold ink at the top, and then Cardini playing cards at the bottom. There you go. There's the nod to the dog. Peau Doux. Very cool. Nice modern font on the pip in the corner, or on the index in the corner, and nice clean sharp pip in the corner as well. So kind of given that, again, Art Deco, modern, new modern style pips. The rest of the number cards, fairly ordinary, fairly plain, some slight customizations to the pips, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Interestingly, with the red ones, we're treated to pink rather than the classic red. Honestly, it leaves me wondering whether they're hinting that there might be a pink version of the deck in the future. Wouldn't surprise me. But there's the diamonds, and then into the clubs. Like I said, nothing too special on these. It was meant to be a deck used for Magic and cardistry, so not too much extra customization put into the rest of the deck. And there's your hearts. Court cards are all relatively standard. I'm not usually a fan of standard decks, but the deck itself is already so rich in stories that, you know, I didn't mind this at all, with it being kind of a reproduction deck. But they are given a little bit of recoloring, so classic style art, but done in the turquoise and brilliant metallic gold on these, including gold in the hair and some of the things that they're holding. So very, very cool. And then the red cards are done, of course, in pink. Don't like the pink as much as I do the turquoise. The turquoise is definitely the winner of this one for me. But otherwise, nothing too special on the court cards. They're just standard court cards, but done up with a really nicely done recoloring on these. And that is the deck. And we already saw a couple of fans. The handling on this deck is beautiful. Art of Play always does a great job. They use their proprietary super crushed stock, very, very, very thin cards, and they always fan really beautifully. And you'd expect to see that with a deck from Art of Play and from a deck that Cardini himself would have used. All printed by USPCC, and they did a great job on it overall. Uses of the deck, obviously, I think this would be a phenomenal cardistry deck. That's what Cardini thought of it. That's what I think of it. Great for Magic, fun game for gameplay as well. Just a really great classic deck with a simple, elegant, and fun story to it. So big fan of this one. Definitely go pick one up, or go pick up one of the other colors if you want to see a beautiful deck for yourself. But anyway, that's it. That is the look at Peau Doux Turquoise Edition from Art of Play. Make sure to subscribe for more deck reviews and unboxings, and let me know what else you want to see, and I'll see you for the next one.